again, I am so thankful to Yahweh in the name of Yahushai, because even I am a Filipino, but I am sure that Yahushai also died for me. I am sure that He saved me by His grace. And in Acts chapter 17, if I am not mistaken, Acts 17 verse 30. Acts chapter 17 verse 30. In the times of this ignorance God winked at, but now commandeth all men everywhere to repent. I am also commanded by Yahweh to repent, and to repent, to change my mind, to change my practices, not to worship idols, not to worship the images, but to worship the Most High Yahweh in the name of Yahushai. So again, I would like to thank Yahweh in the name of Yahushai, because He made us to become a partakers with the Israelites people, the chosen nation of God, and He also chose us to be with you. And the laygon si Yahweh, in our dialect, the laygon si Yahweh sa pangalan ni Yahushai, ug ang gahom iya ni Yahweh karon og hangtod sa walay katapusan. Thank you for watching, and if you will have some comment, you can. And I am not very intelligent enough. I need also some brothers to share what are those things that they knew about this topic. So thank you for watching.
Romans chapter 10 verse 13. For whosoever shall call upon the name of Yahweh B'Hasham Yahushai shall be saved. How then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher? I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh B'Hasham Yahushai, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Yasharallah. And salutation to the Akim throughout the four corners of the earth, preaching the truth and sincerity, and keeping the faith of Yahushua and the gospel. This is Hawa Ya'ala. Just as you've seen with the video of the brother that we have all the way out in the Philippines, that basically, the elect is being sealed, the word is getting out, the name is being exalted throughout the four corners of the earth. Okay, Kahala Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, for this a miracle, this amazing work that's being done, showing that our labor is not in vain. And for a brother to see, one of my previous videos through the Spirit, just talking about how, the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is being magnified throughout the four corners of the earth. So this is really just a continuation of this. I'm been in contact with the brother that's out there in the Philippines, and trying to make sure that he's still going and growing in the Spirit. And it's just amazing to see, how this word can go from here right all the way to the Philippines and begin to wake up men of the elect right throughout the four corners of the earth that was prophesied to happen. And part of the reason why I'm bringing out this lesson is because we got to start getting on a higher level. A lot of times when we're preaching the word, or whether it's out in the highways and byways, or whether we're doing sit downs or studio shows or whatever it is, a lot of times, especially for brothers that know this, we have to sometimes keep things simplified, a lot of times for brothers, because they might not have a deeper understanding of things. We understand that there's new brothers always coming into the faith. All right, but really, this is more for the brothers that are teaching, and are out there in the streets, and for us to get spiritual and stop relying on the carnal mindset of thinking of what it means to be an Israelite, or what it means to be a man of the elect in terms of in our minds, okay? Because the apostles and elders have been saying for a long time, and there's a reason why they keep drilling that Israelites are going to look like everybody, okay? Because the time is coming and is ready upon us that we got brothers that are waking up that don't look like brothers in your average camp, all right, or how you would expect. And the thing about it is, to be honest, a lot of brothers is not going to like it. They're going to be tripped up by the fact that there's going to be people that potentially could start waking up and start coming to the camp and wanting to learn, wanting to listen, and that you're going to actually have to fellowship, all right, potentially with a brother that is from another country, doesn't look like a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American, probably has an accent, okay? And that's going to trip them out that man, all right, or even in some instances, maybe a woman might believe on this word, okay? And the thing about it is, if you're not prepared for that, hey, the Most High, that's a stumbling block. That's a stumbling block for those that don't really believe in the word, okay? Because the word already had sown it. I'm not going to go into all the scriptures. You know about the scriptures of the confusion of face, right? You know about the ones that were redeemed out of every nation, people, and tongue. You know about these scriptures, but do you really believe it? Do you really believe that is really true? Okay? Are you really ready to start being more spiritual than carnal? These are the things that we have to ask ourselves now. That if you see somebody because they look like something that you have in your mind, basically a stronghold in your mind, that this is how an Israelite is supposed to look, or this is how they're supposed to sound, and you can't get over that, the Most High is not going to allow you to see things on a spiritual level and basically give you the spirit of discernment. But these are the things that you have to start thinking about, asking, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua to give you that spirit of discernment and that spiritual eye, okay? So I'm just going to kind of go into a few different scriptures, This is 1 Samuel 16:7, right? But Yahweh said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For Yahweh seeth not as man seeth, for man looketh on the outward appearance, but Yahweh looketh on the heart. Okay? So we have to be, if we're the men of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, we have to start basically not thinking as men. You can't be carnal like these other men out here, these other groups that can't get that. You got people out there that are knowing that they're Israelites, they can't get over the fact that someone doesn't have a certain hue of color of their skin, or the grade of the texture of their hair is different. They're carnal, all right? They believe that all 12 tribes are supposed to look like Negroes, all right? Then you got different groups that believe that the Israelites is only gonna be literally coming from this side of the earth. You got groups that will say, well, look, it's gonna be the blacks, the so-called black man, Hispanic, and Native American, but everybody else is not going to be an Israelite. You got groups that still think like that. So you got men that still think like that. These are some of the things that are things that you're supposed to have grown away from. We're going on unto perfection at this point. All right, and this is just to make sure that brothers know that this is the type of stuff that you need to be watching out for. All right, that when we're going out there in the highways and byways, that if someone comes up to the camp, we got to basically allow their mind, all right, to either justify or condemn them in this thing, okay? I mean, there's stuff that people won't really get, man. If you see somebody that comes up in a foreign clothing and you automatically think that person is not an Israelite, and that person could be, you could be missing out on an opportunity. Of course, at the end of the day, the elect is going to be sealed. But these are the type of things you got to start thinking in your mind, is that we were scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. It's been thousands of years. It's impossible for Jake to look like what you would expect. Jake is not going to be out there looking like Denzel Washington. Okay? Jake is not going to be looking like that. They're not going to be out here looking like your typical so-called Negro, all right? Or even your typical Latino or whatever, if that's as far as your mind goes. Now you got to go on past that and realize that we were scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And I, through the Spirit, just talking to a brother, I told him, I said, listen, man, the vast majority of the seed of Israel, all right, that's on the planet does not look like your typical Negro. It's just not possible. If we've been scattered for this long as a people, that's just not going to be possible, all right, amongst all nations, okay? And the thing about it is we all became Gentiles, all right? We all became Israelite foreigners, okay? Because unless you were living in the land of Israel, all right, and you were going to the temple from birth and speaking the Lashon Kodash from birth, raised up by your parents in the customs, all right, that's the only way you're not an Israelite foreigner. Now we've all become Israelite foreigners, okay? But some brothers is going to stumble at that. Some brothers is going to stumble upon a brother's name. If a brother has a name that's a little bit different, that'll make some brothers feel some type of way. All right. If a brother comes from another country or has an accent or something like that, that can make a brother feel some type of way. Okay. And these are things that we're supposed to grow away from and get spiritual. Okay. This is Isaiah 11 verse 10. And we see with this brother being sealed all the way out in the Philippines, all right, that this is coming to pass. Okay. Now we can actually see this rather than us saying it and reading it. Now you're actually seeing this come to pass. All right, so here it is, Isaiah 11 and verse 10. And in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign of the people. To it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand a second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. Okay, and these are all different nations. Okay, brothers can go and look it up on a map. If you got one of those Bible atlases, it'll have a map. With this, every brother should have a map, a Bible atlas, and understand where things were in the ancient world, so that way you can have a better understanding of where our people were scattered even back then. But now, even further on, we've been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Okay? And he shall set up an ensign of the nations for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. Okay, so from the four corners of the earth, if you look at the map of the land of where the tribe of Judah was alone, okay, you're going to realize that that was not in the four corners of the earth. That means that our people, all right, both Israelites, all right, the northern kingdom, southern kingdom, were scattered, okay, and even Judah alone, all right, was dispersed from the four corners of the earth via the slave trade, all right, which in the past, through the Spirit, did a lesson on basically the trans-oriental slave trade. All right. You also had that basically was carried out to the eastern part of the world that a lot of people don't even know about. So that dispersion of our people throughout the four corners of the earth has happened before, and these are the men amongst them that are waking up. All right. Those seed that was remaining in these different lands. All right. That are going to wake up to the truth, as you see with this brother that woke up to the truth, all right, and woke up and believing on the name of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. Okay, only the Most High has to give a man faith to believe on that name. As we see how many wicked, men out here, all right, that don't believe on the name and that teach against the name. All right, so that's something that shows you that the Most High is really pushing forth this name and is about to basically destroy, the wicked of our people that didn't want to repent, all right? And he's going to basically put the elect, all right, with his son Yahweh Shai in rulership, all right, as joint heirs. So that's happening very soon, and you can tell that it's happening quickly. And if this brother knows the name of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai and is calling upon it, you can imagine how many other men know about this, all right? You can imagine how many other people have woken up throughout the four corners of the earth that have this name and that believe on it, okay, that the Most High is dealing, all right, with, the apostles and elders on down, all right, and this is a token, a sign, a wonder, all right, that this name is being magnified, okay? So going into Matthew 24 and 31, and this is what Yahweh Shai said, okay? So this we know is going to begin to come to pass, and now we have an understanding that the elect is really truly scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, and we know that the elect, through the scriptures, all right, that the elect is going to believe on the name of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, okay? Matthew 24 and 31, and he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. Okay, so that shows you right there that the elect is going to be scattered throughout the four winds of the earth, north, south, east, and west. All right, and scattered into all lands. All right, as he said, he would scatter us into corners. Okay, so we're talking about all over the earth. This is a proof that the Most High really did that. He really did. He's not a man that he shall lie. All right, so this happened. So you got to take into account that even if that you're going to have people that are going to be immigrating from remote places from all over the earth, and they might not even have grown up here, like this brother from the Philippines. Imagine if he came from the Philippines and he came across a camp, okay, and the brother heard him and he had his accent going or whatever. He was speaking Tagalog to his wife. You might just automatically cast him away as a heathen, not realizing that he's a child of the power, right? That he's a descendant of Jaquab, okay? So these are the things that you got to think about when you see these type of things, with this brother waking up, and ever since I've basically, been in contact with this brother, that type of stuff always stays on my mind about how more spiritual brothers have to be, okay? So just kind of finish it off with just a little, right, on Hebrews chapter 6, verse 1. Therefore, leaving the principles of the doctrine of Yahweh Shai, Mashiach, let us go unto perfection. Okay, and what's one of the principles? One of the principles is the 12 tribe sign, okay, which is utilized as a foundation of the identity, all right, of the 12 tribes. But even from that, you have to grow from the understanding, all right, that Israel is going to be scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Okay, so that means that you also have to basically be able to spiritually grow from that sign, from the identity as a foundation, which is always a principle, is always going to be a principle. But now you got to move on to perfection. You got to take the training wheels off now. Now you got to get more spiritual. Now you can't go and say, what is your father? What is your father's father? And then base it off of whether or not their father lived in one of those lands. You got to now go even further and be more spiritual. Now this is the time where guidance that you're going to get from Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai for the spirit of discernment is going to help you. Okay, you got to start praying for these type of things. You got to get more spiritual if we're going to seal the elect. We want to get the heck out of here, man. We don't got time for brothers that still want to basically ride on training wheels. Okay, all right, it's time to take the training wheels off. The apostles and elders have been hammering it to you so many times that the elect is not going to look, all right, like Shaft. Okay, there's a reason why they've been drilling that, because it's time to wake up, all right, and move on to perfection. Okay, don't be slow of heart to believe all the things that the prophets have told you. Okay, that's what's basically the time that we're in. We don't got time to play games. If a brother can't get it, all right, and a brother stumbles at somebody coming in because they look like a so-called another nation, or they don't have the perfect dictation. Maybe they speak another language that's not common to brothers, whether it be Spanish or English. All right, maybe they have an accent because they're from another country, and you can't get that, and you can't get over that hurdle. All right, the Most High is going to cast you out, because again, this thing is all about the brotherhood. All right, and the brotherhood is the very most important thing that we have amongst each other, is the brotherhood. Okay, so if you can't accept your brother that comes in, all right, that believes on Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, the Most High gonna cast you out. Okay, so this is, again, just a little bit of exhortation, all right? And just encouragement of brothers to basically, wake up, get more spiritual, all right? Take the training wheels off, and let's move on to perfection, all right? So again, all praises and glory goes to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Yasharallah, and salutation to the Akim throughout the four corners of the earth, preaching the truth and sincerity, keeping the faith of Yahweh Shai in the gospel. Shalom.